Video we are going to solve some question relevant to the coordinate geometry. So let's start. So the first question is, the A is the point with coordinates 5 comma 6. We are given with the A is 5 and 9, and B is the point, and B is the point with coordinates D and 15, and they gave us the slope of the gradient of line AB is 3b. So we are already given with the slope of AB is equal to 3. So now we need to find out the value of D. We know that slope, in the last lecture we learned what is the formula of the slope, that is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now we just place the value and we will find the value of D. Okay, we know that the value of slope is 3, so we put 3 at the place of m, and the value of y2 is 15, and value is y1 is 9, and the value of x2 is D, and the value of x1 is 5. So this one is x2, y2, and this is y1, and this is x1. Now we will solve it for the D, and we can easily find out the value of D. So 3 is equal to 15 minus 9 is 6 over D minus 5, and now we cross multiply. So 3 into D minus 5 is equal to 6 times 1, and 3D minus 15 is equal to 6. So this 15 will add on other side, so 3D is equal to 6 plus 15, and 3D is equal to 15 plus 6 is 21. So D, this 3 will divide on this side, so D is equal to 21 over 3, so D is equal to 7. So the value of D is 7. And the next question is, let's say we have the 2 points. Up till now we have learned that how to find the midpoint when the coordinates are the given. Let's say if now we are given with the coordinates, now we are given with the midpoint, we have to find the coordinates. So the question look like this. We have point A, which is 2 comma 4, and we have another point B. We don't know the value of B, so that's why we put X and Y, but the midpoint is given, that is, let's say 5 and 8. Okay, and in the question what is given, we are given with the first point, we are given with the midpoint, but we don't know the value of the second point. Up till now what we have learned, with we were given with these 2 points, and we just used that point to find the midpoint. But how this question is different, but in this question we are given with the 1 point and the midpoint. We are not given with the third point, right? And in this question we have to find out the value of the second point, so we need to find this. We will be using the same formula. We know that midpoint is x1 plus x2 over 2, and y1 plus y2 over 2, and now we will be using the same points A and B. This is x1, this is x2, y2, this is x2, and this one is y2. Now place the value m. X1 is 2 and x2 is x over 2, and y1 plus y2, and y1 is 4 and y2 is y over 2. So we just place the value in the formula. Now you can see that midpoint is already given, so it means that 2 plus x over 2 comma 4 plus y is equal to 2. We just need to equate it, or we need to put it equal with the given midpoint 5 comma 8. So now we know that these two values represent the x. This is the x and this one is the x. So we will compare it with, we compare these two values, and then we will compare these two values to find out the value of y, right? So we just need to compare this one with 5 and this one with the 8. Why we are comparing them? Because we need to find out the value of x and y. So we will write 2 plus x over 2 is equal to 5, and 4 plus y is equal over 2 is equal to 8. Okay, now this 2 will multiply on the other side, so 2 plus x is equal to 10, and this 2 will subtract on other side, so 10 minus 2, so x is equal to 8. And in the same way we will solve this one, so 18 times 8 times 2 is 16, and y is equal to 16 minus 4, so y is equal to 12. So the b point which we need to find is 8 comma 12. So this b point is 8 comma 12. 8 comma 12. We have used the same formula, but after using the formula we just need to equate this midpoint with the point that is already given. We compare its first value with the first value of the given midpoint, and we compare the second value with the second point in the second coordinates in the midpoint. Okay, by comparing them, because this is the x in this midpoint and this is the x in this point, so both x are equal to each other, and this 8 is equal to this quantity. By equating them or by putting them equal to each other, we can find out the value of x and y. So this type of question could be asked in the exams. And the next question is, let's say we have this question. Okay, the question says that the line A and B are perpendicular. This line and this line are perpendicular to each other. That is given in the question. These two lines are perpendicular to each other. Both line passes through the point 0 comma 5. They are passing from 0 comma 5. The gradient of line A is 3 minus 3 by 4. Write down the equation of line B. Okay, so from this, the first thing which we can extract is as the line A and B are perpendicular, so the slope of line B will be equal to the negative reciprocal of this value. So first of all we change the sign, so it become positive, and then we take the reciprocal. It was 3 by 4, now it will become 4 over 3. Now we have the slope of the line B is 4 by 3, and the point is 0 comma 5. Right, we know the slope, we know the point. Now we just need to place the values to find out the equation. We know that y is equal to mx plus c. Now place the value of m first, that is 4 over 3 x plus c. Now we do the third step to find out the value of c, and this one is x and this one is y. Now we place this value of x and y in this equation, and to calculate the value of c, we know that y is equal to 5, 4 over 3, and x is 0 plus c. So this whole term will be equal to 0 because it is being multiplied with 0, so c is equal to 5. Now our new equation will be y is equal to 4 over 3x plus 5. So this is our new equation. That is the equation of line B. Now you may notice that both of these line has the opposite slope. This line has the slope of minus 3 by 4, and this line has the slope of 4 by 3. That is the negative reciprocal. These two quantities are negative reciprocal of each other. So this is how you can find out the slope or the new equation of the line. Let's say the new question is, all of these questions are taken from the past paper. Let's say we have this is the P1 or P1 paper, P1 question. We don't need to use the calculator in this question. So let's say we need to find out the first question is which two lines are parallel. Which lines are parallel? So first we will find which two lines are parallel. Let's say this is the part of the question. So how we can know that the two lines are parallel? We know that if the two lines have the same slope, let's say if they have the same slope of first line is equal to the slope of second line, then it means that they are parallel to each other. Okay, and we know that if the equation is written like this, y is equal to mx plus c. Whatever is written with the x is this is that is our slope, but the condition is that our equation should be in the standard form. Whatever is written with the x will give you the value of slope. Let's say the slope of the first line is 4 and the slope of second line uh, is 1 by 4 and the slope of third line is minus 1, because this equation can be written like this: minus x plus 6, and with the x we have the minus 1. We have minus 1 with the x, that's why it has the slope of minus 1. And this line, it's not in the standard form, so first we will convert it in the standard form. This 4x will goes on the other side, so it will become y is equal to 4x plus 1. Okay, so according now you can see that x has the value of 4, so it means that the slope of this line is line D is 4. It has the slope of 4, and line E is also not in the standard form, so if we was to convert into the standard form, so it will become minus 4x plus 6. Now the slope of this line is line E is minus 4. Now we can easily find out which two lines or which lines are parallel to each other. So if you look at the slope, this line has the slope of 4 and this line has the slope of 4. These two lines have the same slope. This line has the 4 slope and this line also has the slope of 4. So it means that line A and line B, line A and line D, this one and this one are parallel to each other because they have the same slope. Let's say, do we have any two lines which are perpendicular to each other? Now we have to find out lines perpendicular to each other, perpendicular uh, to each other. Okay, so now we have to figure out which two lines are perpendicular. So you can say that this is 1 by 4 and the negative reciprocal of 1 by 4 is 4, right? So these two lines are perpendicular because this is 1 over 4. If you take the negative reciprocal, first we change the sign. So first it was positive, now it become negative. It is 1 by 4, now it will be 4 by 1, so you get minus 4. So the line which is perpendicular to this line should have the slope of minus 4, and you can see that line E has the slope of minus 4. So you can see that these two lines are perpendicular to each other, right? So we can say that line B and line E are perpendicular to each other because this line has the slope of minus 4 and this line has the slope of 1 by 4. That is the negative reciprocal of each other. Okay, and one thing we haven't covered yet, that is how we find the y. Let's say if I have this equation y is equal to 3x plus 12, and if they ask you to find out the y-intercept, what is the y-intercept of this equation? This value represent the y-intercept, so it cut the y-axis at the point 0 comma 12 because this represent the value. This is the y-intercept. When we find the y-intercept, we put the x is equal to 0, but you can find it directly. If the equation is written in the standard form, then whatever is written at this place is your y-intercept, right? So the y-intercept is 12, value of y is 12, and the value at this point is 0. This will be always be 0. Whenever you write the y-intercept, you will put x is equal to 0. Let's say if they ask us to find the x-intercept. Okay, so how we can find the x-intercepts? You need to do this step: put y is equal to 0. Okay, so put y is equal to 0 in equation. So if you put y is equal to 0, we have the equation y is equal to 3x plus 12. When you put y is equal to 0, now find out the value of x. 3x plus 12, this 12 will subtract on the other side, so minus 12 is equal to 3x. Now 3 will divide on this side, so x will be equal to minus 4. Now the x-intercept is minus 4 comma 0, because we already know that y is equal to 0. Whenever we are finding the x-intercept, we put the y is equal to 0, and whenever we are finding the y-intercept, we put x is equal to 0. So in simple word, you can see that whenever you have to find the x-intercept, you put y is equal to 0, and whenever you are finding the y-intercept, you will put x is equal to 0, and when you have to find the x-intercept, you put y is equal to 0. And in x-intercept we have y is equal to 0, and in y-intercept we have x is equal to 0. So this is your x-intercept, and this represents your y-intercept. Okay, now he is asking about which two lines are cross the y-axis at the same point. Now we need to find out the line which has the same y-intercept. So the y-intercept of the first line is 5, or you can write 0 comma 5 because x is 0 at this point, and the second line has I think we should write over here. First line has 0 comma 5, the second line has minus 5, 0 and minus 5. The third line has 0 6, and the fourth line has 1 0 1, and the E line or the last line has 0 6. You can find out this is 6, this is 6, so that's why it has the y-intercept of 6. And you can notice that we have 0 in all the y-intercept, right? So which two lines have the same y-intercept? Now you can see that this line, the third line and the last line, C and E, these two lines have the same y-intercept, because this is also crossing the y-axis at 0 comma 6, and this is also crossing at 0 comma 6. So we can say that these two lines have the same y-intercept. So E and C, E and C. The first question is which line goes through the point 20 comma 0. So what does this mean? You can see that they are putting y is equal to 0, right? And we need to find out the x-intercept. So you can place y is equal to 0 in this equation, in this equation, in all of these equations, and then you can find out the value of x in all of these equations. Which equation give the value of x is equal to 20 will be that equation which passing through the line. Let's say if we find the x-intercept for the first line is y is equal to 4x plus 5, y is equal to 4x plus 5. Now we need to find out the x-intercept. For x-intercept we put y is equal to 0. Now place y is equal to 0 in this equation. So 0 is equal to 4x plus 5, and minus 5 is equal to 4x, x is equal to minus 5 by 4. So this equation has the y-intercept of minus 5 by 4 comma 0. So it means that this line is not passing through 20 comma 0. Which line, the line which give you the x-intercept of this value, that line is passing through the 20 comma 0. In the same way you can find out the x-intercept for all of the remaining equation, then you can figure out which line is passing through the 20 comma 0. So in this quick revision, in this video what we have learned, we have covered that when we are in the first video we learned about the slope, how to find out the slope. But in this video we are already given with the slope, but one point was not given. Okay, one point was not given. So first we find the slope first we write down the expression for the slope, and then we place the value of slope equal to them, and then we find out the value of d. In the second question, what we learned, we learned that when we are given with the midpoint but we are not given the third point, the basic concept is you are given with the 2 points and you have to find out this midpoint. But now the scenario is totally opposite. You are given with this point and this point, and you have to find out this point. So we use the same midpoint formula, and then we equate whatever we get, we equate it with the given midpoint, the first value with the first value, and the second value with the second value. We equate them to find out the value of x and y. And in this equation in this question we use the concept of perpendicular lines to find out the equation of the new line that is perpendicular to this. As the line was perpendicular, so that's why we have taken the negative reciprocal, and then we use that slope and the point that is already given. So we use these two values to find out the new slope. Okay, in the last question we did a lot of things. We find out which two lines are parallel. For that we calculated the slope of every line by changing it in the standard form, and we also find out which two lines are parallel and which two lines have the same y-intercept. And we also learned something new. Whenever we have to find out the y-intercept, you put x is equal to 0. Okay, and whenever you have to find out the y-intercept, you put y is equal to 0 and find out value of x, right? So this is what we have covered in this video. In the next lecture we will cover the new topic and the last one topic that can come